All right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get this show on the road. All right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to our meetings of Arc-aholics Anonymous, coping with the loss of our ability to play Arc Raiders. So we're going to be chilling, playing some chill games, and kind of coping. Let's go on Eco Monk, man. Yeah, man, the cope is real, man. The cope is real. Fortunately, I got some videos. I just dropped one about 30 minutes ago, so hopefully that helped you with the cope. I got another one coming out on Sunday, so hopefully that'll all be helpful. In the meantime, we're just chilling. We're playing. All right. So this is a very advanced game, as you can see. I haven't played this game in like years, maybe. It is Door Kickers Action Squad from the same people who made the Door Kickers game. If you're unaware, it's kind of a top-down strategy game. This is a very different game. It's a side-scroller, more action-y game. Kind of something that's going to take our mind off of all the cope. So first things first, graphics options. As you can tell, this is a very in-depth graphics option here. Full screen, anti-analyze. Let's do some anti-analyze. Let's try that. Apply. Select mode. Apply. Select detail level. Sure. Honestly, these don't do anything. Let's put it on ultra. Screw it. Oh, right. Okay. Look, it was a joke. Jeez, take a hint. With the drum hit as well. Look at that. Applying. All right. Super high AI HD at this point. All right. All right, let's get this started. I played this game years ago. So as you can see, there's like stars and everything that are on here. But I never really played the zombie mode. So I'm gonna try playing that. Let's see where we go from there. Start off from the start. I think it just carries over the stars anyways.
Assault ready.
All right. Whatever, we'll figure it out.
Lock and load.
All right. I don't know why he shows me the mouse, because you just have to do anything in this game. Doing a thing. Let's get to it. FBI, open up.
Oh. Oh no.
All right. All right. Game is basically, you come in, you save the hostages, kill the bad dudes, and all that some fun stuff. In this case, apparently there's zombies that spawn. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. You know what? I'm gonna go get the hostages. Oh, wow, that's not going well outside. It's probably gonna affect my score, maybe.
Oh no. Yes.
Oh, that's a zombie. Okay. Lovely. I'm gonna jump out this way. Okay. Let's close that up. Ooh. Guess I have to clear the map now, I guess. Respawn player. Oh. Looks like I got my ult up there. Nope. Oh, ah.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, mission accomplished. Okay, 2 stars. So I lost those hostages early on to those zombies. So what do you say? We do that again. We try to get a 3rd star on it. Yo, Gecko, lots of speculation and rumors surrounding Arc Raiders release date, launch content. Have you seen any of this? I feel like I cannot see the thing down there. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, so that alt tab screwed up my stream. So let's fix that. Let's do that. There we go. So, cannot alt tab this game, otherwise it messes with things. All right, good to know. Speculation, launch content. There had to be another map and maybe a few archetypes. I know for a fact. I think there was a. Let's do that map again. I know for a fact that they did not add
Assaulter ready.
all the weapons because they said so in that one little dev interview that streamer had with it.
Lock and load.
But in terms of maps, I'm not sure. I think that whole like it's gonna launch with 12 maps is just pure hopium at this point. That's what I think. I think what we're likely to get is probably another playtest announced, probably at the Summerfest. So that's gonna be that. That's probably what I think. In terms of other things, like more arcs, well, yeah, we have information in the data mining that was suggesting there was much bigger arcs than the Queen. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm kind of curious how they're gonna do that, and if it's gonna be like a rotating thing, if it's gonna be basically different variants of the Queen, or maybe they're gonna have different maps where that's gonna be a thing. Nope. Let's get this closed. All right, now we can get these sausages.
Flashing.
Oh, no.
Sweet.
Thank you.
GG, boys. Shortly after the next test, anticipate dropping the game. I'm not sure, man. Honestly, Embark has shown they have absolutely zero.
Thank you. Yes.
Zero, like, they really don't feel obligated to let us know information until they're absolutely ready.
Mission accomplished.
Until they're absolutely ready to give us that information, which is fine. They actually have good OPSEC when it comes to like keeping that information close to the chest.
Assaulter ready.
All right, I've heard somewhere. Let's see here. Okay, Dreams. I've heard somewhere that what was in the playtest was only a percentage of what is available on launch. Not sure how true that was. I think that's probably hopium, to be honest. Okay, King. I do think they didn't show us everything, but I think people have been playing up just how much, what was left out. Would there be another map? Probably. More weapons? Probably. More arcs? Probably. But this whole idea of like, let's do this one. This whole idea of, I don't know, of like only 20% of the game was shown and there's like 12 maps. Hey man, I'm happy to be wrong. Don't get me wrong. If I show up and the game launches like 12 maps and all these different library of guns, I'm very happy to be wrong. But like, I feel like if you set your expectations like that high, even if they, like you see, if you're expecting 12 maps, even if they launch with 6, people will be like, oh, I was kind of hoping for 12. And I think that's kind of a bad recipe at that point. What about you? What about you guys? What do you think of the date's going to be? Do you think it's the Summerfest? It's going to be a full release or another open beta or something like that?
Lock and load.
Let's see, I got an M4 this time. What we got going on? So this is a tough door, if I remember. Let's do this. Keep going up. That easy shot.
Thank you.
Zombie. Oh, the zombie's up there. That's gonna kill all my hostages. Or they'll
Thank
kill
you.
all the zombies, apparently.
Reloading.
Oh! 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 Okay, let's do a med kit. Well, at least they can't kill any hostages from where they're at right now. Break this open. Keep your boogers away. Keep your boogers away from me, bro. Let's see. Yeah, I bet they just go early fall now, while with GTA 6 pushed back. It seems like they can probably take their time. Yeah, I agree. Okay, King. Honestly, if they released it just how it was in the playtest, I don't think anybody's gonna be mad about it. But I think Embark have shown themselves they'll fire when ready. So like whenever we see is not a matter of like when I say that, think of it this way. If let me This. If there was a map, if there was a map that wasn't already mostly ready, I don't think we'll see it for the next playtest. Like, so I don't think they're gonna be creating a whole map right now to then try to drop it on us. Like, no. I think whatever they're ready to launch with is already kind of mostly done already. They're just not showing everything to us because they don't really have to, you know? Okay. Yeah.
Flashbang.
Excessive, but okay.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Alright. Mission accomplished. Yeah, I think I have a eco. See here, yeah, with the whole GTA thing, I have a odd perspective on that. Like, I don't feel like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I originally didn't think that the GTA 6 was going to be
Assault ready.
a big factor, you know, with Arc Raiders, because like they're just pulling completely different audiences. But like, I'm not so sure about that anymore. Given how big Arc Raiders potential is based off of this playtest, I think it would be right to them avoid that launch date. See your slide, Ginger. I hope they give us an announcement of some sorts in Summer's Game Fest. Although the Swedes have summer break, they could do something like what they did for the finals and just release before winter break. I'm inclined to believe they'll drop open beta or some kind of beta right there and then. I'm inclined to believe that, right? That's just my thoughts. But you're right. I think they'll probably have some kind of just trailer with an announcement of a date or something like that. Because here's the thing. If they came out, here's a news trailer, here's a new date for a new playtest, and they give us a firm date of when we can expect to play the game again, that'd be enough to hype people up, honestly. So your Eco Monk. Now I'm just curious if Marathon is going to try and go ahead with Borderlands 4 and Arc Raiders could spell doom. Dude, honestly, completely removing GTA 6 and Borderlands from the equation, I thought Arc Raiders was going to need to come out before Marathon to avoid Marathon from Marathon, you know, completely ruining their ability to sustain a player base. Now it's the exact opposite. Like, I believe the exact opposite now is going to happen, is that Marathon should absolutely just like go in indefinite delay and really polish that game up, because if they were to release right now, people would be like, well, Arc Raiders is right around the corner. Like, why? Let's see here. Who we dropping first? He has the machine gun, so. Oh. Well, looks like they're just gonna kill bad guys anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, that's loud. Alright. The armor is paying for itself. Yeah, we'll clear this room last. What's going on, Firefighter? How you doing? Yeah, 1995 graphics, man. I agree, Arc Raiders is definitely taking over Marathon. Yeah, I'm letting these screws fight themselves. Ooh. Yeah, so Fire, this game is called Door Kicker Action Squad. It's a pretty chill game. You can even play it co-op, believe it or not. So this game actually is co-op. I'm not sure how much it's going for right now on Steam, but it was pretty cheap when I first got it too, so. Alright, nobody in here.
Yes.
The hell was that noise?
Oh.
Hold on. Y'all hear that? That's weird.
Oh no. Thank you.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Something's going down in here. I'm not trying to have none of that. Yeah, so this is actually the same people who made the original Door Kickers. But obviously this game is way more action oriented, so it's called, you know, IE Action Squad. Let me just kill those guys up top. Cool, that'd be easy. Can I make it up there? I can't even make it up that way. So yeah, so this is just a more chill game. Oh, they. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. Slide Ginger. Bungie's release of things have me disappointed over and over to the point I'm not surprised how half-baked Marathon is. Honestly, like, since I wasn't really into Destiny, I didn't have that history of that. So my history is almost entirely of Halo. And so this is clearly not, you know, not your dad's Bungie anymore, basically. And, you know, they're trying to quell that by saying, oh, you have people here from this era, that era, and all that kind of good jazz, right? I think the most senior person they were able to find in the dev interview was a guy. He said he worked on multiplayer for Halo 3, and I'm like, yeah, you walked in. No disrespect to the guy at all in terms of like, there you go. In terms of like what his work is and his contribution, that's not the same as being part of the creative team of the original Halo, right? You kind of just came in after the fact, doing multiplayer for a game that's already been established in this trilogy. And some people would argue it wasn't necessarily even the best version of Halo either. So like if that's the most senior person they can bring up from Bungie era, that leaves me concerned with the fact that like they were using that just mostly just to quell, you know, quell the dispiriting of like, oh, this isn't like old Bungie, which I'm kind of agree with now.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Mission accomplished.
Ah, 2 stars. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's lock in. Let's lock in, boys.
Assault ready.
I feel like I want a better gun, honestly. That gun is kind of inaccurate a lot of the time. Stick with the MP5, honestly.
Lock and load.
All right, lock this in, boys. I feel like, all right. All right, we're good. They're not gonna go anywhere. There's another one opened up. Up there. Oh no, they're gonna come out hostages.
Yes.
I can't get up there from here. Close this, close this, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it. Oh! Oh!
Reloading.
No! Reload, reload, reload!
Thank you.
Alright. That's a full ass room. Oh, they killed the hostages. God. Oh. Come on, break it. Oh. Oh.
Reloading.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna need health more than I even need that sniper help right now. It's just a little
Thank
flesh wound.
you.
Just a little flesh wound hostages. And I think I nicked them a little bit. Let's see. Speranza looks a little contaminated. I agree, Bill Bob. Gotta clean things out, you know. It's not enough. It's not enough to deal with arcs. Now we gotta deal with zombies too.
Flashing.
Oh, accidentally flash the
Thank
hostage.
you.
Wait, where am I missing? Oh, probably the zombies downstairs that I left. Alright. Pretty sure that's still a 2-star, but whatever.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I like that's like the South Park voice, you know? Where it's like, in a town. Like Randy Marsh or something. Alright, screw that. I'm skipping that one. I'm not going to stress over that. Let's go to the next one.
Assault ready.
Let's see. Different dude. Preacher. Difficulty. Lull. Okay.
You rang?
Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this. The twin shotgun. Yeah. So I got the KSG with 2 different types of ammo. Regular shotgun and slugs. So this is going to be kind of fun. Alright, let's see here. Catching up on chat. Firefighter, I'm playing Once Human again. Love the vibe of that game, but I hate the season crap. Fire, could you elaborate on the season crap specifically? Let's see here. Sirs. What's going on, sirs? I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you covered us already. Are we loving Arc Raiders? Dude, I am absolutely just in love with Arc Raiders. Everything else feels so cheap and like just unfulfilling, honestly. What about you? Did you get a chance to play, sirs? Excuse me, I got some snacking going on here.
Brought the gun and the guts.
Okay. All right. So shotgun is easy mode. All right, let's work our way from top to bottom.
Oh no!
Yeah, this feels a little too easy. This feels like cheating. Let's try some slugs. It appears that slugs are effective.
Oh no!
Yeah, man. Let's see here. Sir, still working on replacing my CPU. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear it, man. I feel like computer issues are the worst. So and they always come at the worst possible time too. Sly Ginger, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having fun. What's up? I'm over here now. Dude, you're just a magician, man. Alright, I hear a bunch of zombies, so this is gonna get slugfest quick.
Reloading.
Alright. Chilling. Yeah, so shotgun is definitely easy mode.
Mission accomplished.
Huh. Alright, what do you think, chat? Stick with the shotgun and keep on going and see how hard we can really push it. Or stick with like an MP5 or something like that. What are we thinking? Shoddy boys it is. You know what? Let's just skip a few rounds and then see how far we can push it. Let's go. We were at 4. Let's go right to 9. Let's see here. Fire. Rest at the end of each scenario. 8 weekish. Gotten better as you can take as long as you want now. But when you go to a new scenario, you have to start over. So like, it's like, I'm not sure if I understand Fire on that one. Is it kind of like a wipe, or is just like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm not really understanding what the mechanics. Like I only played Once Human, maybe briefly for like a demo, but it really didn't appeal to me, to be honest.
You rang?
So we'll see. Hold on, what are these skill things? Oh yeah, this whole thing. I got points. I got 2 points left. Okay. It's been a while. I'm not gonna try to figure all that out right now. They're resets. Okay, so they are wipes, basically. Hold on. So this can blow through doors. Shotty? Yep. Slug that up. My man got it's the Gibbs. I'm pretty sure I can go this way. Yep. Nope. Ah. Okay. That's gonna have to wait, I think. Reloading. Ooh, damn! Regular buck don't do anything to these guys. All right. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work out for him. Yeah, we're not dealing with doors anymore. Here, fire, enemies, deviations, little monsters you can't you carry and store your good. Is Arc now, or do you need a key? No, Arc is not now, man. The test ended on Sunday, and we're all basically here as Arc-aholics Anonymous. So welcome to the Arc-aholics. Welcome to the meeting. Okay, that was a lot sloppier than I'd like it to be. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but it worked out.
Thank you.
Okay, so new type of enemy. All right.
Pop and fly!
Yes. Thank you.
Oh boy, look at that. Slugs for the win. All right, looks like they're having trouble down there. And I'm gonna go add to it when I get down there. I'm gonna do it this first. You got a little buckshot in your shoulder, honey. It's all right. It'll rub out. Oh, that's not gonna rub out.
Yes.
Oh!
Mission failed. Get him.
Womp womp womp. God damn! I opened that door. It was just a freaking hail of bullets. All right. Well, I got humbled a little bit. GG, boys.
Creature ready.
Let's try that again. What can I do as another ultimate? I think the sniper's too good at this point.
Drop the gun and the guts.
Let's try this again. I'm just gonna sit here and deal with this. Almost. Ah! Alright, worth it, I guess. That guy in the back got it. Kind of did a slow down slug there. Oh, hell no. Come on. Got it. All right. Now we're solid. Up there. I think I'm going to go around the other way. Let's see here. Sirs, Gray Zone Warfare, better or worse 3-4 months ago? I'm not the person that asked, to be perfectly honest. I kind of... because I gave that game an honest shot, and for me personally, I cannot get into the milsim extraction type thing. It's just not my cup of tea. 1 second here. How do I do this quickly?
Oh, no.
Oh, collateral damage. You know, so it's one of those things where I'm not a fan of. And here's the thing: it's not that I'm against milsim games in general. I'm just not a fan in a milsim game in an extraction shooter where like you're losing stuff. It's just some random dude in the bush with like a Mosin and something like that. You know, I don't think that's fun or compelling. Of course, people will disagree with me, and that's okay. That's why we have options. Gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I think it's a trick to this is just to be fast, man. You gotta get this before it gets out of hand. Ah. All right. That up there is gonna be an issue. All right, so it goes through one body and then it kills the other one, but not the third.
Yes.
Alright, sweet. Alright, gonna need some help now. Sweet. See, sirs, I feel that. I got mixed feelings myself. I'm just curious if the performance has improved. I have fortunately never really faced too much performances when it comes to Gray Zone Warfare. But it has improved. I played it again maybe a couple months ago, and I no longer lose half my frames when I'm scoping in on an enemy now. So that's an improvement. Huge, actually.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Poppin' flash!
Any hostage bodies? Nope.
Thank you. Thank you.
One at a time. One at a time. Nope. There you go.
Oh, no.
All right. So the buckshots is pretty much just best to use on those big old doors like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What are we missing now? So you look good from the vids, but who knows? Honestly, man, that's one of those things where over time people have learned that you cannot trust trailers or dev-related vids or anything like that. You gotta let creators, and it's one of the big reasons why creators are such a huge boon. They can make or break your game in a lot of cases. Let's get this through here. Because they can showcase the game for what it really is, and they have a higher degree of trust than devs. Because devs have shown themselves to the point where they'll just show the game in the best light possible, which of course it's their job, but sometimes they'll do it to the point where it's being deceptive. Damn it! And so those are 2 hostages that are dead. Okay. They got blindfolds, right? Yeah, honey, those hostage takers really killed those hostages, man. It wasn't me.
Mission accomplished.
Damn it. At least I survived this time. I didn't get killed by a hail of bullets. All right, sirs. I'm sure I'll jump back on once I get my rig up and running again. But I'm pretty eager to get out in Arc Raiders as well. Most times it's deceptive. Well, I wouldn't even necessarily call it deceptive, but it's just one of those things where it's, you know, they're trying to hype the game up. They're trying to make it, you know, look what it is. The way I put it is that, remember when IGN revealed the first in-game full raid footage of Gray Zone Warfare and how not representative of that of your experiences for that game. And I don't mean like from a performance perspective. I'm talking about like just how you play the game. Like most players don't walk around doing that. You know, it's like they're not playing the game for real. Yeah, I'm getting this single player rut. Arc was great. Love ABI and Delta, but no one plays, and I hate randoms. Don't, man. Honestly, yeah, I'd rather just go solo than play randoms. Honestly.
Drop the gun and the guts.
Oh, 100%. IGN is here. Sly Ginger. IGN is either really out of touch with the community or they're bought out. Could be both, honestly, man. I think they're completely out of touch. But that was just, but Gravestone Warfare gave them that footage to use, and that was basically it. But in terms of them writing articles, they have long since not been a reliable source of information for a very long time now. Man, the one hostage I don't shoot is a zombie. Okay. Oh, of course they're in the hostage room. I gotta get up there.
Yes.
Quick. There you go. Alright, we're good. We're good. Okay,
Thank you.
maybe the flashbang was unnecessary. Ain't no hostages in there, so I'm chilling. Wait for a zombie to come out. Boom, here we go. Alright. So your once human gives me that MMO feel, but pretty much never have to deal with people. Lol, perfect. I was thinking about checking it out on mobile for the time being, but I'm not sure. Yes, this is very much a tactical game here, Sly. Very much a tactical game. Remember, it is called Door Kickers Action Squad. So it is definitely, you know, like a door kicker type situation. Oh. The hell, Granny?
Damn police brutality.
Stop resisting, Granny.
Thank you.
Pop and flash.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh no.
Is there any hostages in this room? All right, we're chilling. We are chilling. Top to bottom. Let's go, boys. Top to bottom. Ooh, got some Max Payne action, slow motion going on here. I got the red key. We're playing Doom now. Cue the Doom music. Dear sirs, I'm curious how Sand is doing these days. They delayed their release. They were going to do early access, but thank goodness they delayed it because it was in absolutely horrible condition. Right now, you can actually participate. Oof, that took a lot of armor. You can actually participate in the Dune Awakening beta if you got a key. I unfortunately do not, which is why I'm playing this game.
Thank you.
All right. So I think Dune Awakening might be something you're interested in, Fire. I would definitely look into that game more.
Thank you.
Get some armor back. And some health. Let's go down this way. Yo, ready, rat. All right, we're running solid. Where's the rest of the people at? Let's see here. I think there's probably like a room in here that has zombies in it I need to clear out.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, there it goes. 3 stars, boy. 3 stars. Let's see here. What was your favorite weapon in Arc Raiders? Ooh. Let me think about that for a second. I don't really think I have a favorite weapon. They all kind of grew on me for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I really have a favorite. I think they were all really kind of fun in their own ways. I like the Venator. That one was pretty cool, that pistol. I think it's interesting in terms of having a pistol with like that kind of hitting power. Yeah, I don't think I really have a favorite, to be honest. I think you're definitely going to see something in my guides referring to the Pharaoh, though. The Pharaoh, I think, is just one of those guns that's going to be super, super useful for people playing the game, starting out, because for the cost it makes to craft a Pharaoh, plus 20 rounds, it's super economical in terms of the ability to kill PvE, and it gives you some tactical options in regards to PvP as well.
Breacher ready.
All right.
Drop the gun and the guts.
That looks like a room, didn't it? This little thing here, it looks like it's part of a room. Sounds like it's going crazy up there. Don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me. Oh, little trigger happy there. Nothing? Okay. Yes, look away from the window. Yeah, let's let them deal with that for a second. Oh. Gonna need some armor. Let's see here. Slide into the Bobcat. Purple SMG was my favorite the moment I squad wiped with it. The LMG was sick too. Didn't expect them to add a weapon like that with such a huge mag. Yeah, I didn't get to try it to Torrento all that much. I enjoyed it when I did use it. And with regards to the Bobcat, I felt like the magazine was too short. I only got to use it like a little bit. Oh, I don't have a key for this. I wonder if this works. Oh, guess it doesn't. I need the red key, apparently. I gotta say, the Renegade definitely grew on me. Yeah, I'm probably just saying that because in like the previous test, I could get it up to like a 45 round mag with just the green mag. So, you know. So that thing was absurd in the previous test. So naturally, probably shouldn't have been that broken. Ooh, look at that. I mean, donut. But again, I didn't get a chance to use it all that much, to be honest. I do think the Bobcat will be heavy meta, I think, because it's one of the few guns, when you upgrade it, it upgrades 3 stats as opposed to just 2. And its third stat is the maximum dispersion. So that's pretty absurd for a submachine gun to have a maximum dispersion, effectively giving it like way longer reach than it probably should. What about you guys? What are you guys' favorite guns in Arc Raiders? We got a red key. Yeah, exactly. The Jupiter was basically the Osprey, you know, essentially, in the previous test. I never got a chance to use Jupiter, but actually, my guess on what was going to happen for a weapon was correct. So me and my son were talking about this. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, y'all deal with that. Yeah, I'll deal with that.
Mission failed.
Oh, I gotta rescue the dude. Dang. Damn, sir. Gotta go drop half a grand on these tires. Head to work. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by on the stream. Appreciate you. So my initial theory when I started seeing these really large arcs, right? Because in the previous test, there was the equalizer. That was kind of like our first clue to like having like higher tiered weapons. And so my guess was there was going to be some kind of weapon that was very impractical for PvP use. That was going to be very excellent at killing arcs, and it looks like they turned the Jupiter into that. Kind of like a recoilless rifle, like, you know, World War I, World War II recoilless rifle, something that was like very precise but very high amount of damage, cumbersome to use in PvP. And I think the Jupiter is probably going to be that. I think getting recipes for the Jupiter, like in this harvesters, are going to be super key to killing larger arcs, right? And I think that's kind of cool. All right, so now we know we have to let the guy live, apparently. Oh, pressing the wrong button here.
Oh, no.
Nope. Nope. Maybe I should start bringing frag grenades, honestly, instead of flash grenades.
Oh, no.
Since I know I need the key. Alright. Ah!
Reloading.
This is gonna take a minute. We chilling. We chilling. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Need the med kits. Alright. One thing I been discussing lately. See, Shroud was saying that the anvil is OP, but I'm like, well, if you're good at landing your shots, then yeah. I mean, the anvil is extremely powerful for what it costs, right? And I think that's the trade-off there, you know. In the previous test, it was even easier to get a hold of, and so it was just like a gimme. You just basically got to the anvil as fast as you could, and you know, it was super economical, super powerful. And so I'm inclined to agree. The anvil is, I wouldn't say it's overpowered, but it's definitely pretty high in the scale for what you're having to spend to get it. The funny thing is, people kept saying that shotguns are like overpowered, even though they were like much stronger in the previous tests. So it's like, you know, in a lot of ways, I felt like they were kind of, when I first got a hold of El Toro, I was like, man, this thing is hell so much weaker than the last play test, but it's still really strong. So, you know, in the previous play test, you could literally one tap somebody with heavy unless they were full up on heavy armor, you could one tap somebody with an El Toro. Yeah, so your Sly, it was a bit easier to get with, being found in cabinets and such. Yeah, I mean, it's, at that point, it comes down to luck when, you know, what you're finding when you're finding it. But in terms of crafting it, because the fact you have to get a recipe for it is the only reason why you can't craft it relatively early. And so, you know, that's kind of the limiting factor. But I felt like if you made it a rare gun, you know, instead like a blue instead of a green, no one would complain about it. I feel like at that point they'd see it as a fair, you know, price point / power scale. But I think because of the fact that it is green, makes it super strong. I think also if he made it just a tad bit more sensitive in terms of its dispersion, like, because right now it's not quite as accurate as a Renegade, right? But like at the ranges you're usually going to be firing people with Renegade, it's pretty accurate. So, you know, there's that. All right, let's see if we can. Oh, I got the slow-mo action going on here. Primary target arrested. All right. What am I left with now? Not up there. Probably some random zombie again. We went in here already. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about the Osprey? Did you guys ever get a chance to play with the Osprey? Oh, there he goes. That's the last dude. Wait, how do I get up there? Probably gotta jump down. So I just put out a video where that was pretty much the majority of my Osprey action that I, you know, got to experience. I think when I first got a hold of it, I wasn't a big fan, to be honest, because I felt like it was a slower shooting renegade, even though it technically hit harder. See here?
Mission accomplished.
So your slide, I think, is Osprey is one of the most balanced weapons. I mean, sort of, but I feel like its use case is so limiting that it almost doesn't matter. So like, basically, only in what scenario do you see using the Osprey over the Renegade being beneficial? And the only use case that I can think of is when you're playing in Spaceport, Starport, whatever it's called, and you're like snapping back and forth at really extended ranges, and in a lot of cases you really can't finish fights from those distances. So it's very much a, I don't know, I feel like it'll be useful in that specific situation, but at the same time I'd rather have a Renegade 9 times out of 10. I definitely do enjoy when I was sniping people at certain ranges. You know, they're just assuming you're shooting with an anvil or you're shooting with a renegade or something like that. They're like, okay, we're gonna shoot, and they're gonna get close. The bullet drop off rate's gonna be a certain thing, and then when you crack them back right in the head, and you're like, oh, and you do it again, like the second time around, they're like, oh, he's probably got an Osprey. I'm not gonna win this fight from this distance.
You rang?
Oh wait, I did this one already, didn't I?
Breacher
Pretty
ready!
sure this is the one I did.
Drop
Yeah, this is
the
the one I
gun
did.
and the guts!
Looks like we're done with this chapter, boys. Gangland, next going to the Radicals.
You rang?
All right. Let's see here. It's be what people prefer because it has a scope, makes it much easier to see indoors when shooting from outside. I guess. But I don't know. I think because of the lack of the fire rate, though, is going to be the big thing there. We'll see, honestly. Let's see here. Let's see what else we can run here. Recon.
Recon ready!
Okay, let's try this one out here. MP7 suppressed. MP9 suppressed. Let's do the MP7 suppressed. What we got here? Body armor doesn't stop rifle fire. Alright, this guy's gonna be a lot. Gear, spy camera. Okay, we're gonna be a little bit more. Let's go with the frag grenade. Let's do that. I'm gonna be real quiet until I'm not. So your faded taco, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate it. I felt like there were too many places to evac. It was too easy. How would you fix hatches and seemed too OP? They seem too OP. I feel like hatches. Who has a really good idea regarding this one would be Rockhound Black. He had a really good idea. Hatch keys. One, you need to make it more expensive. Just it is what it is. Like 6K is really cheap for that option. But what they could do, you can make it more expensive, and what they could do is that they could open up regular elevators after they've been closed. So I feel like that would be really cool. In terms of, hey, you thought this hatch was, or this elevator was closed. Now it's not. It's making a noise. I'm gonna go check that out. So they either going to lead to a conflict, or that's going to lead to maybe some kind of negotiation. Hey, we're trying to get out too, and it goes from there. You know, really good interactions that way. But yeah, I think hatch keys, that's gonna be one of those weird things that is gonna be hard to balance. You can go even harder. Instead of making it more expensive, you can basically say you can't put it in a safe pocket. So every time you bring it, it has to be in your backpack. You know, at that point, people loot you, they can get it, and that's something they have to figure out if they want it or not. But also, it's not a guarantee you bring it. Therefore, you always keep it. You're gonna get value from it over and over again. That's probably been my spitball idea. What do you guys think?
First in, last out.
It's a big old magazine.
I'm locking.
Oh, I can. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can. Okay. That's weird. Okay, okay. That's much quieter. I see that. I mean, you can make it a little bit of both, right? But I think the biggest thing, one, you have to make them way more expensive to compensate for what they do now. Like, just before you change anything, you got to make them more expensive. Period. Right? I think we can all agree that's probably the first thing you got to do. But I think
I'm locking.
I think the second thing. But I think the second thing you got to do is probably make it easier to lose. You know, so like maybe just don't have make it like ammo or weapons where you can't put them in safe pockets.
Oh no! Oh no!
That could be a thing to do, you know. At that point, you're no longer guaranteed to get value out of them. So like, if you're paying 15K for a key already, that's expensive. But also now you know for a fact you can actually lose it.
I'm locking.
Thank you.
This needs a red key. See, I did think about an idea from Dead by Daylight that has random spawns you can actually find, you actually have to find. I can see that.
Frag out.
Well, that's not very useful. Thought it would explode a lot faster like the flashbang does. Alright, let's get some health. I'm sure they'll figure it out, honestly, man.
Mission failed.
Alright. That happened way faster than I thought it would.
Recon ready.
Let's try that again.
First in, last out.
Yeah, boom, man. Bomb goes up. Bomb goes boom, man. My thing would be how to balance. I know I talked about a little bit about armor and how that kind of needs to get, you know, sorted out a little bit. I think I gave some suggestions regarding that on my review video. But one thing I think definitely needs to get balanced out is like the grapple hook. The grapple hook, like the snap hook, right? I think that's just, once you get to a point where people can like build it and use it regularly, it's just becoming like a standard go-to. Let's see, what was Marathon Extracts like? Didn't play it. Did it feel easy in Marathon? I mean, it was the typical. I call in the extract. Giant beam of light goes into the sky. There's a Marvel battle in the sky. Just kidding. And you know, after a certain amount of time, you go in there and your whole team gets teleported out. I mean, no frills. You know, it was there.
I'm locking.
But you did have. Okay, so this
Mission
not
failed.
fast. All right, let's change this dude out. I'm not digging this.
Recon ready.
But you know, I think the thing about them is that they had, I think, a specific type of evac for them, and then there was like a guarded evac, so it wasn't like set points on the map. You just got evacs based on where you spawn, I think. You know, it was just nothing special. But unfortunately, I think that's kind of sums up Marathon in general. It was just like, it's there, it's nothing special, and that's unfortunate. You know, I think Marathon being good helps Arc Raiders as well, because more people getting into the extraction shooter genre is just a good thing in general. With regards to the snap hook, I think there's a good way you can balance that out, is that make snap hooks unusable with heavy armor. Like if you have heavy armor, you can't use a snap hook, right? I think that would make it extremely, like, you know, you choose, you're gonna get heavy armor, or you're gonna be very mobile with a snap hook. I think the snap hook is powerful enough to make you actually question that. I don't know, maybe.
Gone fishing, buddy.
Tricked out AK. Hell yeah, we're doing that.
so important?
My shorts, man. My gym shorts. Woo. Ooh, that's a slow firing gun. But it hits hard as balls, though. I think I got some over penetration with that, too. Oh, yeah, there's over penetration with this. 100%. Let me get this girl out the way. Oh, of course it's a zombie. Nope. Nope. Okay, kill one more, then I'll go. Of course, it's the explosion one. Son of a... Calm the fuck down. There you go. Okay, let's get some health going on here. Because snap hooks really are powerful, you can get into both the trench towers on Spaceport and another key room on the map as well. So I think it should have durability too. Here's the thing about durability is that that's just basically a money sink. So anyone who's like doing well, and if they have the snap hook readily available, they're probably doing well. That's not going to be really a deterrent for them.
Oh, no.
That's just a two tap, huh?
Oh, no. Yes.
All right, let's see how quick this guy just dropped. Oh yeah, wow, that was so much faster.
Oh, thank you.
All right, key.
Thank you.
All right, we're rocking. It's just for in-game use of it. You got to think of the best times to use it. Well, of course, you know. I think the problem is that if there's no limiting factor, it'll always get used, right? I remember with the previous tests, I was rocking the snap hook every single raid that I could. It was just like best in slot, you know, item that once you got access to it and you had the access to build it as well. Oh, it was just standard part of your loadout at that point. Because it was just too powerful.
Thank you.
I do like the fact that zip lines can be crafted relatively easy. So it kind of lets people use it, you know, frequently, and I think that's a huge deal in terms of like offering you tactical options. So it makes the game, even though it's not like a mobile shooter type game, it gives you strategically, you know, viable options in order to move around that way.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thunder Flash.
Oh.
Son of a... Oh, I see me another one. Watch. Yep. Alright, come on. It's alright, we get some health. What's going on, Germ? Welcome to the stream, man. I'm surprised there aren't more complaints about the round time and late deploys. I found getting dropped with sub 20 minutes very frustrating. I think people kind of said their piece about that. I don't think anybody who's really kind of like commented on it has anything positive to say about it, you know? So I think I didn't mind 30-minute drops, 25-minute drops. Yeah, big map, big plans, bad spawn equals frustration. Oh, 100%. I agree. Oftentimes what we would do, we'd spawn in. You know, we'd have, you know, a particular thing that we wanted to do, either be a mission or go loot a certain spot.
Thank you.
Certain spot, right? And then like we would spawn across the map, and that's fine. We just, all right, we'll just go across the map and we'll just go do it, right? But if we saw that we only had like 18 minutes left, we're like, dude, we'll loot the immediate area and go immediately to evac. You know, or in some cases, we just go straight to evac. I mean, that's kind of like, that's kind of dumb. Is there any hostages up there? Not that I can see, but we gotta get that done. Wow, that sniper didn't even kill him? That's weak. There we go.
Yes!
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Wait, we're not done? Alright, let's go do this again. Where we at? Where we at? Top to bottom. Yeah. I agree, Sly. 15 to 18 minute runs suck when the good spots are looted. 100%. Let's see here. But I kind of like the Germ. I kind of like the staggered spawns, but just increase the time to 40 or 45. Put a 10 or 15 minute limit to spawn lates. Let's see here. Faded Taco. I liked reaching past the 17 minute, knowing I killed most and could loot the map to myself with no more spawns. I really enjoyed the staggered spawns. Because it kind of makes predicting paths of players less predictable. So in a way, you kind of get like a Cycle Frontier continuous server type situation where you no longer have like, oh, I know exactly where everyone spawns, so I can either rush the spawn points or I know where people are coming from. You get none of that. And so when people start staggering in like different spawn points, it makes that stuff less predictable. And less predictable is always good. It doesn't become, routine. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got to get those, that other door. There's that other red door around here somewhere. Fade Talk, I hope they make the snap hook more smooth. Like in the finals. It felt really clunky, wasn't even utilized. Daily, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind words. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the snap hook could be more smooth. A lot of it comes down to teching, though. Let me see. For example, like my son Grubs, unfortunately, didn't get a chance to use the snap hook all that much.
Mission accomplished.
There was this tech that you could do. So you say you launch the snap hook at a ledge, and when you shoot it, you can tell if it's gonna hit or not because your UI the icon would like light up and fade out depending on whether or not what you're aiming is within range. So if you shoot it out while it's still within range, back up, and then jump right as it hits, you wouldn't even hit the ledge anymore. You would smoothly jump over, kind of like Pathfinder from Apex. You would smoothly jump over, and you could basically swap your weapons in mid flight. So like, I think when people start taking that kind of stuff out, you're gonna see it for way less chunky than it actually is. See, snap hook just felt like it didn't belong in the game. It was so weird and overpowered. I mean, you're kind of right, honestly. But the fact that it becomes an automatic choice the moment you have access to it means that there's no. It means it's too overpowered. I think maybe they can do that. They limit the amount of shots that you have. Like at the end of the day, just like do that. Some people, I think, once saw this one suggestion that was kind of good is that take up a weapon slot as opposed to being a quick item slot. It has to take up a weapon slot. I'm not sure if that would change much because you can just quick swap things like they're doing with shields, which is overpowered, and they should probably nerf that. But yes, I do agree that it is significantly overpowered in the way that it's at right now. They got to find a way to make it work. Yeah, zip lines were fine. Let's see here.
Gone fishing, buddy. What's so important?
Whoa, right out the gate. The heck? Right out the gates. All right, let's see here. Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3, boys. Oh, that. Holy cow. That sucked. The thing is, watch. Oh. I was trying to hit the granny. I'm a
Mission failed.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's try it again.
Fishing, buddy.
This time I'll be ready.
What's so important?
Oh, of course there's zombies now. Yes. Okay, see here, Jay. One guy I watched suggested something I think really cool that hatch keys should work on closed elevators. Faded Taco. Light impact nades were really bad. Oh yeah, they're absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. Like, I remember when we were fighting once. Me and Grubbs were fighting, and we were kind of worried. And then they started throwing light impact grenades, and immediately he's like, "Oh, they're throwing light impact grenades." We immediately knew, okay, these guys are not good. We immediately knew, because anyone who played the game even remotely for a decent amount of time understood that impact grenades were actually a liability. They weren't helpful. They're more likely to get you killed.
Oh, no. Thank you. Yes.
Dude,
Trespassers!
Granny.
Damn police brutality.
Damn, Granny.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, you're gonna give me a second to read all that. All right, see here. All right, speaking of grenades, I say, Jay, don't you think they're gonna be meta? Maybe. I think trigger grenades are extremely powerful. They do cost significantly more to build, but I think they're the strongest grenades in the game. Let's see here. Going with grade without grenades is a liability. Certainly. I mean, it just comes down to, I think, your access to it and be able to craft it. I think both all HE, snap, and trigger grenades are all really good options because of their ability to just have wide burst damage. I think trigger grenades are extremely powerful because you can trigger them basically when they land, giving people no reaction time. And you can also stick them to things. So, like, you know, I've seen some people stick them to, like, the panels for the evac elevators, and so I can see some devious stuff going on with that. Let's see here. Eco Monk. All right, I have a question. What do you think about the idea of voluntary roles in extraction games? The goal being reduce RNG and improve extraction rates with your squad. Each squad mate brings a certain set of utility items / guns, etc. I've been kind of in love with this idea, also thinking of ways to convince my buddies to try extraction shooter games. This concept might help them focus on something other than gear fear / losing their shit. Okay, I mean, I think that comes down to an organizational thing, like, you know, creating clans, creating guilds. Like the video that I put out, I think it's a really great example as to, like, being able to bring people in that want to be part of a unit and think of things less than gear fear.
Oh, no.
And they're more about organizing and playing with others, you know? Because I would love that, you know? In terms of, like, classes, I'm not a fan of classes in extraction shooters. I think that and hero type mechanics, things like that, I'm not a fan of them. I don't think they really are done well. I think Exoborn did them kind of well. But in general, for, like, that kind of thing,
Yes.
I think that's great. Like, if you have buddies that are just, like, for example, if you have certain recipes, like, great example would be the way they do recipes in Arc Raiders is you guys can focus on having certain kind of recipes and bringing in certain kind of items. So, like, you can concentrate on having grenades as recipes. Let's do that. Grenades as recipes, or your buddy can concentrate on, like, having certain guns as recipes. So that way you guys can, like, organize that way. And so it's not so, you know, hodgepodge and let's see here. Oof. Almost got killed again in that spot. Come on, Granny.
Trespassers!
Come here, Granny. Oh. Alright, cool.
Trespassers! There's a donut somewhere here for you.
Yes. Slide, yeah, heavy fuse grenades were really good. I just feel like when you're throwing them, they have that giant bright red thing on there, and it takes a while for them to go off, giving you the opportunity to get out of dodge. And so they're just a really good basic option, honestly. But the and the snap grenades basically did the same thing. They just didn't roll, so you can put them up against walls. Not sure how really that useful that is, but you know, it's something. They certainly take different materials to build, So like if you have more magnets than most, you can build them a little easier. And also comes down to which recipe I got too. So if I got the recipe for snap grenades and not one for heavy explosives, then well, I'm building snap grenades. But the trigger grenade, the fact that you can toss it and then trigger it almost immediately, allows you to just toss it. And I had a video came out today where I used it. Perfect example. The grenades basically went off as soon as they landed, giving no reaction time whatsoever. Like, no, not at all. Like, if you look at like the trigger, because you used to be able to trigger grenades instantaneously, but now there's a small delay. But if you do it fast enough, if you toss it and then you press detonate almost immediately, it's basically an impact grenade that has like 3 times the blast radius and 3 times the damage, which means good. Double tap, buddy.
Thank
Double tap.
you.
Here comes the zombies, I think.
Mission accomplished.
You come on, gotta take off. But it was great hanging out with you for a bit, Gecko. Hope you catch you some games sometimes in the future. Dude, man, thank you so much for hanging out in the stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, look forward to next time. Hopefully, I start streaming more. I can actually start streaming Arc Raiders or something, man, because this is a bit of a dry spell now. Yeah, Sly, it was really crazy. If you look at the video that I just put out and me using the trigger nades, I think it's like the second fight. That was me basically triggering it almost immediately out of my hands. I gave it maybe half a second to give it time to travel to where I needed to, but it gives them almost no reaction time. Let's see here, Jay. I wonder what they're gonna do about dupe recipes. One time I did 3 harvesters back to back, and out there I got 9 recipes. 4 were power rods. Oh, that's rough, dude. I got 3 door stop jammers. Just like I got them. I got so many of them that I said, F it. I'll just go and make some and see what they're like. Let's see here. Slide ginger. Now that should be tuned down. I'm assuming you're referring to trigger nades. Maybe. I think the delay between you triggering it, having an audio cue, and having the explosion probably should be tuned. But also it comes down to crafting. You got to make it probably more expensive to use so people don't readily use it like regular grenades. It has to be used some kind of way. Yeah.
Gone fishing, buddy.
Give me 1 second here, guys. All right, back. Sorry about that. Let's get going.
What's so important?
Well, we started from the right this time. All right. So that needs a key. Oh.
Oh.
See your germ. Germ, I think they're going to really lean into prestiging. In the dev interview, they specifically say no forced wipes and seems react positively when clean go right into prestige talk. Maybe. I think I think they can't do nothing when it comes to dealing with the economic issues of people ramping up their economy. So if there's no wipes, they gotta do something. The question really becomes, is prestige going to be enough? Because I know in hunts, it is certainly not enough. Because like I play that game, I don't have a large amount of hours in it. I haven't played it a lot, but like I was given absolutely 0 incentive to prestige at all. Like I just didn't see the point. You know, so there's gonna be something. I've always stated that prestiging should do something other than wipe you and give you I don't know what it can give you, but it has to be something that feeds the ego. It has to be something that can be readily displayed and feeds the ego. So like having like a name tag or a name like display for when like you kill somebody or whatever that's special, that gets more elaborate the more you do it. That could be like an ego driver. Be like, wow, this person's been playing XYZ, this person completed the missions this many times, because anything less than that doesn't solve the problem. Because like if you just give them, okay, we're gonna wipe you, and this time when we wipe you, you're gonna have a bigger starting stash, you're gonna have more stuff. That just makes the problem, the same way as before. You're just gonna get to that end even faster.
Oh, no.
I think it could work with good enough incentives. Yeah, that's basically like what I was saying. It's just the incentives got to be there. But I think a lot of times devs, how do I put this? A lot of times devs miss or underestimate or overestimate how much these incentives actually do. Like they might be helpful here and there, but they're not going to be end all be all. All right, 3 shots, watch. Nope, not 3 shots. Nope.
Mission accomplished.
That's a pretty good idea. Let's see here. Faded taco door stop jammers were so easy to unjam. Also didn't like how you could dismantle enemy deployable walls. Would have preferred like gun damage or some resistance to just picking it up. Germ, we're talking about prestige cosmetics shop and making earnings an extra skill point above cap each time. I mean that's certainly a thing. I think if you basically earn a certain amount of currency every time you prestige, and it adds to whatever it is that you can do to like buy cosmetics, certainly. But I think you can't really hold too much of that behind that wall. It would annoy a lot of people in terms of being able to like do that, and also monetarily speaking, let's be realistic. You're gonna make the extra cash by selling it in the cash shop too. So let's just be realistic about that. All right, we got that. Wait, didn't do that this time.
I'm off duty. What's so important?
Oh, bomb diffuser. Oh, we gotta hurry up now, boys. I didn't need anything. Nothing this way. It's a big old mag, I didn't realize.
La Bamba Bamba.
Oh, it's on that side of the wall. Oh, it's low. Okay, you have to go lower. Nope. Keep hitting that reload button for some reason.
Oh, no.
And they got hostages too?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, we gotta go even lower. Oh no. 50 seconds.
Oh, no.
Go straight through.
Oh, no.
You got water and everything? Well, it's a good thing I brought my swimming shorts. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Nope.
Fuse out time.
Oh, that's going so slow. It's going so slow. Alright, we got this.
Hard Party over.
Ooh, boys. All right. We gotta clear the rest of the map, I guess. What is it? Ladder up here? Okay, it's just a donut. It's not a way I could have made this a whole lot easier. Yeah, I'm liking this AK. It's a massive ass mag, and it has the over penetration as well. Alright, time to clear the rest of this place. Down here. Alright, let's see here. Got this room up here to clear. Let's see if there's anything this way. Nope. Alright. Dude, there's so much over penetration. I'm hitting like 2-3 people at a time. Alright, we got this nonsense. Nope. It's probably run dry at this point.
Mission accomplished.
Alright. Yeah, in regards to prestiging, late game type stuff, I think the video I put out regarding clans, that would be my dream. Obviously, I would definitely prefer that. I think we talked about earlier where like people would have roles to kind of like come in and be organized. Supposedly, I can't remember where I saw it, but supposedly there was some kind of rumor about Arc-aholics having a mode where you can have like 5 people in a group. I think that's hopium, but let's just play that out to see if it would be true. Like it's a 5-person mode. That would definitely be a mode where you're dealing with like the kings and like the much bigger arcs, bigger than queens even. Definitely like a juicer type of queue. I think that would be really cool depending on what they set it up. Before they had, you know, the night raids and they had the queen stuff moving around. I think they could do something similar to where like, hey, this, if you want to go with a certain type of maps on certain times, on certain time frames, you can do like 5-man groups, which would be insane. It would be fantastic, I think. But again, it just depends on how they want to lay it out.
I'm off duty. What's so important?
All right, let's get some agua. Alright. Oh. Let's see here.
Yes.
Faded Taco, did you like how dark some of the rooms were? I mean, I didn't dislike it. I mean, I feel like there has to be that dynamic of like some rooms are dark, some rooms are not. Nighttime was definitely a vibe though. I have a video on nighttime raids coming out on Sunday, so that should be cool to watch. Maybe it's the way they did flashlights that I wasn't a huge fan of. It was basically like one of those shoulder mounted type things where it only really caught what was directly in front of you as opposed to like being able to aim it. But I think it kind of adds to the ambiance. I know that's kind of like a non-answer, but it's just I didn't have strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Thank you.
What about yourself? Did you have any? It sounds like maybe you had some thoughts on that.
Thank you. Oh. Oh, no. Yes, yes.
Like it's getting hot upstairs. Let's deal with that.
Thank you. Oh, no. Thank you.
Speaking of dark rooms. Nope, that's a closed door. Oh. This game has good lighting. Look at the muzzle flash on this dude. Who'd have thought? Look at this. Get some armor back.
Thank you.
Oh, we were overdue for a zombie, weren't we? Zombie hostage.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
Let's go. 3 stars, man. Okay. See here, Baby Taco, I just didn't expect it. Noticed I could see better with the highest lighting setting. The only point I didn't like was being in a dark room and trying to look outside, but was all white. Yeah. So some of the pre-focus type stuff where it's trying to simulate your eyes being used to the dark, and then you're looking outside and being kind of like overly bright. Yeah, they could probably work on that. So that's a good catch. Honestly, I didn't mind too much, but you're right. It should be something they should address. I feel like it's a nice touch, but only like when you're just leaving the dark area, not when you're already there and you're kind of looking out the window and you've been at it for a while, you know? Your eyes should have time to adjust.
I'm off duty. What's so important?
Whoa! All right.
Oh, no.
Do that. All right, easy. Filling that up. So that's new. Yeah, the graphics were amazing, man. Honestly. And that's honestly what playing the last playtest and the test before that is what influenced me to really start upping my recording game, because like I said in I think I forget which video I was talking about this about, is that there's no matter how good recording no matter how good you record the situation, whenever you see it on video, it's never as good as it was when you watched it in game, right? It's never that good, right? And so for me, I had to learn how to overcome that. And so if you actually see the videos that I put out for Arc Raiders specifically, I have sharpened them up a little bit in post, precisely because they just don't look as crisp as they did when I played it in game. Right? And so normally I like to show what I show you, but it's like, you know, the game looks gorgeous and I want to show that off. And so I learned how to edit a little bit better.
Oh. Oh, no. Yes. Oh.
Just running through these fools, huh? Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. I wonder what this camera is all about. Let's do this. Let's do that. Oh. Oh, that's
Thank you.
an active zone there. Let me turn around. Oh, that didn't help. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with, right there. Get that zombie.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring this down. I'll come get him at the end, just in case there's no way out of there. Okay,
Thunderflash.
can go with that.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Alright, back at the beginning. I'm pretty sure I went in here. Alright, boom.
Thank you.
Reloading.
Oh, that's not the voice I want to go. Alright. So what did you guys think about the free loadouts? Like how they managed doing that?
Mission accomplished.
Oh, 2-star? Okay. Okay.
Gone fishing, buddy. What's so important?
That needs a red key. Nope. Can't do that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I pushed that a little too far.
Mission failed.
I pushed that a little too far.
Gone fishing, buddy.
What other primary weapons I can do with this guy? Tricked out AK. Trunk carbine. Trapper rifle. Trunk carbine. Let's place the 3, okay? So, okay. AP damage. Rate of fire. Accuracy. Recoil. Let's try that. I'm loving the AK, but honestly, it's maybe a little too easy.
What's so important?
Holy balls, and this is inaccurate. I'm gonna hit. That is... Okay, let's give that a shot, I guess. Dude. Yeah, I'm hitting the floor more than I'm hitting anything. Can I shoot this thing semi-auto? Get any level of accuracy out of this. Holy cow. Here, Faded Taco, that's here. I hated having a free loadout and then finding a quest item. Yeah, that's rough. I gotta say, it's rough. For me, I feel like... I feel like running the minimum gear, like having just the basic like green loadout, was just so easy to do that like you had to really be hurting to where a free loadout becomes something that you want to like use, honestly. Yeah, I like what they do with the free loadouts. Giving them 0 safe pockets is super good because you can't just like, I'm gonna run free, I'm gonna go in there and grab something and safe pocket it out. It basically incentivizes you to actually run a regular loadout as opposed to just, you know, relying on free loadouts the entire time. Okay. So maybe a time cooldown on free loadouts. I really abused them early game when stacking on loot and evacing early. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if you necessarily need a cooldown, but you're not wrong. I think that'd be just a very easy, simple fix that would get the job done. And that's basically some of my best advice that I'm planning on giving with one of my guides to people who are starting out. The best thing you can do starting out is like spawn, pick the closest evac, move towards it, looting absolutely everything you can, and evacing out. If you can do that 3-4 times in a row with a half full backpack or a full backpack of just anything you can find early on, if you do that in a 20-minute span, if you can do 3 to 4 runs in 20-minute span, you're pretty solid from the start. From the start, you got a good solid foundation of materials. Yes, that was the augment thing that I talked about in my video. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah.
Mission failed.
Well, thank God I can choose a different weapon now.
Gone fishing, buddy.
Yeah, I like the fact that the augments didn't just allow you to cheese a loadout. And what I'm talking about when I say cheese loadout, like, I remember playing ABI, and one of the things that got me most frustrated about that game is having people streamline cheesy loadouts by having, like, say, I don't know, a Mosin, a super cheap rifle with like 5 rounds of like high tier ammo. And what they would do, they'd go in, they'd camp out a spot or whatever, and they'd kill some dude with super high level gear and just take all of his gear. Like, cool, you paid nothing, you invested nothing into that run, and now you're coming out with a super high level gear set for nothing. And it wasn't even because you outfought him or anything like that. You just picked a cheesy loadout. And so what this augment system does is that it rewards you for the risk you're willing to take, and it does not reward you for the risk you're not willing to take. So if you want to do free loadouts, you got no safe pockets and you got a small backpack. If you want to fully go out and go, I want to build this big old augment, cool. You have safe pockets, you have much more available space, and also you were not able to equip certain shields unless you were willing to invest in that augment, you know? So I felt like it was a really good touch. Obviously, I think the blue augment needed to work. It was way too expensive to make for only like 2 extra slots over a green loadout. But that's fine-tuning balance stuff. Let's see here. Faded Taco, another guide could be loot outside of the map, wait till 17 minutes, and then go hotspots and recycle everything. Evac with full fabric, metal, and plastic. Hey, that's not a bad idea, honestly, man. I think, though, you're going to be running into some issues because I found that evacs were the hottest at the 10-minute mark and at, I think, the 2 to 3 minute mark. Those were the hottest times to hit an evac because that's when everyone's going, all right, I want to get early. I don't want to get pushed. And in reality, somebody else is thinking that way. And so they get to the evac, 10 minutes left, and then now they're fighting somebody. And then there's like 2 minutes left. Everyone's rushing there, and they're like, all right, I'm going to get to that evac. And then, boom, they against evac. So I think if they don't nerf the evac, the hatch key, then yes, absolutely, just wait till the very last second and just start looting like crazy and then go into a hatch key. It's here. Faded Taco. Also, why were arc probes the most risky things to loot, but also had so lame rewards? Yeah, honestly, I don't know, man. I think because they have certain rewards that are, oh yeah, okay, I'm not using this gun again. I think because some of the rewards they did have were specific to like late game things. So the arc motors and things of that nature were useful for that. But in reality, since we weren't at that point yet, largely, most people in the community weren't at that point yet, it didn't matter. So, I mean, it just wasn't worth the squeeze, essentially. Let's do that. Little lever action rifle.
What's so important?
Oh man, got me the renegade.
Reloading.
Okay. Got me the renegade on this. You see that knockback? Oh no, this is gonna kill my hostages, man. I'm probably gonna have to restart this regardless.
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, oh my god, I gotta restart that already.
I'm off duty. What's so important?
Dude, that knockback is crazy. Sage Carter, man, what is up? Welcome to the stream, man. Oh.
Yes.
Man, I've been all right, man. I've been all right. How have you been? What is this knockback, man? What is this knockback? Crazy. See, free loadouts need more. From Faded Taco, free loadouts need more ammo and way to craft it. Otherwise, you couldn't PvE without ammo left for a fight, especially that ammo. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Well, thank you so much for the follow, Sage Carter. I appreciate you, man. Oh, dude, you're amazing. I appreciate you. Yeah, free loadouts. I think that's kind of the issue when you're running free loadouts. You're never gonna be. Oh, this is gonna open up quick. Oh, because it's not really designed to be a balanced loadout. So, like, if you really kind of concern yourself with that, you should be running a regular loadout. Whereas with whereas that's also another part of the guides that I want to put out is basically when you're starting out, you got to have some kind of heavy ammo, which is why the Pharaoh is so good at starting out. It's just an efficient way to kill PvE. But if you're rocking a free loadout, you're either looking for a PvP fight very early on, or you're gonna be super like ratty in terms of like not looking for things, or like rather looking to loot. Oh, look at that HP. Oh my god. That was close. Oh my lord. Clenched my butthole on that one. Let's see here. Yeah, Sage, it does mean a lot, man. I appreciate it. Okay, it's. Well,
No.
that's a
Yes,
hostage.
thank you.
Unfortunately. I think the way to beat that room is to come out from up here so you can shoot him without they get the attention. All right, so let's try to get this up. I shot somebody. Kill one real quick, and then we can go in for it. Alright. What do we have left? Got that. Here, maybe free loadouts don't need more ammo if they make melee viable for all PvE, actually. I mean, I got the keys down here. Straightforward. There you go.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it just depends. Honestly, I think the question that has to be asked first, though, is that should free loadouts be that viable? Right? So, like, I think free loadouts are good for people who want to remove all risk, or people who are really bottoming out and, like, just consistently just losing stuff, and they want something that has less risk to it. And I think you got to pay a little bit in order to run in without that risk. And if that means you're going to have an incomplete loadout, which means it's going to have to completely shift your playstyle, and that's what it's going to have to be. You know, because otherwise, I mean, honestly, running a regular loadout, like running, okay, I got light armor, I got like no augment, so I have 3 safe pockets. I'm going to run a Stitcher with like 100 rounds, and like a Pharaoh with like 20 rounds with some bandages, and like maybe even a shield recharge, maybe 1. If not, just run like power cells if you got them. Just that. It's not expensive. It's just really, really low cost, and it has a tremendous amount of tactical flexibility. So I feel like if you're not willing to run at least that, there's got to be some give. There's got to be something you got to lose out on, you know? All right, guys. I think I'm pretty much going to call it from here. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys, playing this game, chilling, and just kind of dealing with our coping mechanisms of our Arc Raiders. If you haven't seen the new video I put out today, I highly recommend checking that out on YouTube. If you want people to play with Arc Raiders, if you're not already in the Discord, I highly recommend joining the Discord. You can find it in one of my latest videos linked on there. We're all going to be playing Arc Raiders when it comes out and for the next tests. And if the next tests require keys, we're always happy to help people out with keys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. Chill out for a second, and hope you enjoy the show. Peace.